All right, we're going to talk a little bit about browsing the internet, going to websites, which obviously we want to do a whole lot. There are three browsers on your computer, three programs that will help you connect to the internet. One of them is this stupid big blue E, which is probably at the bottom of your screen on your taskbar if you haven't unpinned it already. I hate that thing. I never use it. I encourage you to never use it. It's just terrible. So I'm going to get rid of it so I don't have to see its ugly face. I'm going to right click on it. To right click, you either need a mouse and press on the right side, or on your little trackpad on your laptop, you can just tap with two fingers at the same time and then unpin. Get rid of that thing. There's two more that I like much better. You can either open them here by clicking on the start and then scrolling down. One is called Firefox and one is Google Chrome. Doesn't really matter to me which one you use. A lot of people choose Google Chrome. That's kind of the most commonly used web browser in the world, but I use Firefox myself. Whichever one of those you choose is totally fine with me. So you can just click on it to open it, or you can use the little search bar here and you can just search for the one that you like, and then you can click on it to open it like that. You'll see it appear down at the bottom of your taskbar. Now Firefox will also ask you if you want it to be your default browser, and that means the one that starts up kind of automatically, the one that you use the most. So I'm going to change my default browser. There's a couple of ways to do that. If you have this window that pops up, obviously you can just press this button right here, and then it'll give you a list of your most commonly used programs, or the default ones that open when you open a photo or when you open a video. We want to change this one right here, get rid of that stupid big blue E, change it to either Firefox or Chrome. Just going to do it that way. It'll ask you, are you sure you want to change? Of course I'm sure. That thing's terrible. Let's get rid of it. So let's switch anyway. And now it's set. We can close this thing, and now if we ever click on a link or whatever, it's going to automatically open this browser. The other way to do it is in this little menu right here, these three stripes on the right hand side, often called a hamburger menu. If we click on that, we can go into options here, and in options you can change things like your default browser. So I just changed mine, but Firefox will tell you if it's not your default browser right there. We're going to get to a couple of other things in here in a minute. You can check out some of the settings in here. If you change settings, it's just for you and not for any other user on the computer. So if there's something you want to try to customize or check out, you can go right ahead. I'm going to show you one of those things in just a second. Now when your browser starts up, it'll open up to something called the home page. Right now it's just kind of this plain boring Firefox page, which is perfectly fine. If you want to use it, go right ahead. I like automatically opening it to my website because we're going to go to my website a lot. So we're going to go, by the way, to find a website, you do not have to Google it if you know the address. Let me say that again. You don't have to Google it if you know the address. Up here is the address bar. You can Google things up here, but the easier way to do it if you know the address is just to go directly there. So I'm going to type in Mr. J. Robson, M-I-S-T-E-R. You got to spell it out. MISTERJROBSON.com. That's my website. So we're going to search that way. If you just search Mr. Robson, you're going to find a whole bunch of stuff. Often people end up in the wrong spot. This we're just going to ignore. Whoa, that's cool. Here's my website. So there's a couple things that we can do here because we're going to go to this website a lot. Now this home page, you're not going to go to a whole lot. It kind of has this cool calendar here where you can see what's coming up at the school, but more often you're probably going to go to the page for your class. So under computer literacy here, there's a page for each class that I teach, or if you happen to be in my art class, there's a page for that as well. So you're just going to go and pick the class for you, and then there will be some links and some information, and eventually as we go, your assignments will be listed down here. So this is a place you're going to go to a lot for these handy links and to see what your assignments are. The other place you will go regularly is so this is a web page where it's just got a list of assignments. If you go over to the side though, where it says 601 computers, these are something called posts. It's kind of like status updates or whatever. When you post something new, it goes on this page over here for your class. So any information about how to do those projects is going to be over there. So if you want to find the latest instructions, you just go to the side. So again, the list of assignments and links is here. The actual instructions for how to do them is over here. So one of those two things you might prefer to link to have as your home page, like I do. So if that's the case, you just go to the page you want, click that hamburger menu, and then go down to options right here. It'll open up that window again. Now here's something interesting. This button right here says restore previous session. So if you have websites that you're working on today, class ends and you sign out, if this is not on, you'll lose all those tabs. You'll have to find all those pages again. But if you turn on this option, everything that I have open today, when I open the browser next time, it's going to have that ready for me. Anyway, I'm going to click on home here. And now we can see that right now my home page, and when I open up a new window, it goes to this Firefox home thing. I'm going to change that to a custom URL. A URL is just an address for a website. So I'm going to click that, and then since I have my website already open, I'm just going to click use current page. Because it's already open, you can see it's going to go to that computer page right there. And then now whenever I open up a new window or I open up Firefox again, it's going to go straight to there. Same thing with the new tabs. Right now it's going to Firefox Home. You can go to a blank page. You can't really set it to go to my website, unfortunately, but whatever. You can also control some of the things that are on that Firefox homepage if you choose to use that. So for example, this thing I think is kind of dumb. Might turn that off. This might not be useful to you, whatever. You can change those as much as you like. Don't have to click save or anything like that. It's automatically done. So let me just show you here. Let's just go to I don't know, web page, whatever. There we go. Okay, let's have a couple things open. I'm going to close my Firefox. Now I forgot to pin it down here, so it's gone, but I can just go find it again by doing this or typing in fire again. There it is. Now when it opens, it should open up to those pages that I had open already. It doesn't, all feel kind of stupid, but there you go. So the other thing that I forgot to do is I forgot to pin this so that it's always there. If I right click on this, and again you need a mouse and click on the right hand side or tap with 2 fingers on your trackpad, I can pin that to the taskbar, and then if I close it, I'll automatically have that there. So I'll just do that one more time. Now you can see that the program stays there. If I click on it, it'll again open up to those 2 pages, which is just fantastic. Yeah. The other thing that you can do is you can bookmark a page, and you can have it just some sort of something that's easy to go to. So if you have a bunch of pages that you go to regularly, you might create bookmarks for that. That's just this button right here. If you go under bookmarks, we can bookmark this page, or if you press Control D on your keyboard, does the same thing to create a little handy quick link to that website. I'm just going to click that. You can choose what it's called. So if you want to change this name is really long. You can get rid of some of this junk or whatever. You can also choose where it's going to go. So right now mine is under other bookmarks. If I click that, I like mine to go in the bookmarks toolbar. Okay, and I'll show you what that is in just a second. So I'm just going to click that. And then now we have this handy link right there. If for some reason you can't see that bookmarks toolbar, it's real easy to show it, but I forget how. There you go. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff there. Handy dandy. I can edit or change these bookmarks. If you bookmark something that you don't mean to or whatever, you can always get rid of it. So this one right here, getting started, we're not going to really use that. I never use it anyway. So I'm going to right click on that again. Again, tap with 2 fingers or use a mouse, and I'm going to delete that. This one, if I happen to want to change it or whatever, I can go to the properties and I can change the name of that. Something else that you can do that's kind of cool is if you have this bookmarks toolbar open, which I do now, if you're on a page that you want to bookmark, there's always a little picture here. Sometimes it'll be a picture of a lock, sometimes it'll be something else. If you take that and drag it down onto this bar, it'll create that bookmark for you. So I think that's a super handy thing to do. So there you go. So that's my website, and how to bookmark it, and how to make it your homepage, and you just learn to live it, love it. All right. Thanks for watching.